Hi kids, it's Mrs. Z. Today we're going to talk about equilateral triangle. We're going to use our compass and a ruler, triangular ruler to create our equilateral triangle. EQ means like Spanish equal, and lateral means equal sides. Lattice means sides. Triangle means that our shape or polygon will have three sides. So first, if we drew a line, we would like to um, try just to use, if you would like to draw a line, a little bit line, and I would like my equilateral triangle to be 6 centimeters. So I can take my compass and I can measure how much is, if I extend my compass, I will see that this is how long is a 6 centimeters on my so I can create my equilateral triangle that will be 6 centimeters each side. So I'm gonna start with right here, and first I'm gonna measure that's 6 centimeters. So right there, that's how much I can erase the extra. Good. And so I have one line segment. I can label them later, but right now, what I'm gonna do is to put my compass on one point and make a small semi circle, like part of a circle above center of my line. And then I'm gonna go on opposite side, put and I will press my compass very strongly. I can do it with one hand. If I press to the then I can go and do another semi circle, like a little bit of circle, part of a circle, till they cross each other. So I'm going to repeat from one point. I'm going to do the little bit of circle above the middle of the line. And then I'm going to go opposite side and I'm going to do the same. When I have my intersection point, that is my third point in my equilateral triangle. I can then connect the points and I will have equilateral triangle. I can make sure if I take my and enlarge a little bit. Let me see if I can do that. Okay, I can label this as a point A and this to be point B, and this will be my point C. Okay, I'm going to take my ruler and I will measure to see that it's exactly 6 centimeters. If you don't believe me, I can label my centimeters so you really kids can see that. Okay, then I'm gonna do and check the other side, and as you can see, it's exactly 6 centimeters. And I also can, if I wanted to start, make sure that those are also labeled. And my AB line segment is also 6 centimeters. And I can prove it by making marks the length of 1 centimeter each. When we know that we have all three sides the same, we can label the sides by saying 6 centimeters, 6 centimeters and 6 centimeters. Okay. Then when the rule says that if I have the same sides, I will have the same angles because opposite angles of congruent signs will be the same. So now we're going to prove that. But that means that this angle is going to be equivalent or congruent to this angle. And also to this angle B. So if I take my highlighter, we're going to measure it to prove that we are right. We also would like to label angle, and angles could be labeled with also a little bit arc that has 2 arrows on both sides, which means I can measure angle from this side and then the other side as well. Okay, and then also this angle can be measured from both sides because it's a part of a circle. Every angle is a part of a circle. And sometimes it's good, I like to show that to our kids. So if I put this, I can draw the line with my compass. I can draw the circle and you will see that if it's working good, I see. Okay. My angle is part of a circle. It's part of a circle. So when we know that, we can use our tool, which is our protractor, and we can measure angles. We can see that measuring angle, you have to put your center of a circle to be your point. And then you will go to be parallel to the one side. So right now I'm going to have a parallel to AC. So, and I so I can go and I can find what 0 is. And I can look that this is from the center of my circle. This line is a 0 line. And if I go inside measured comes 0, then 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, and I come to 60 degrees. So I prove that this angle is 60 degrees. We label it 60 and a little circle on the top. Okay. If I try to prove the second angle, it will be opposite. So my center will be the center of a circle, and I will find the line that is parallel to CA segment. But this time I will look outside measurements because inside it says 170. So that's not, I'm looking which line says 0. So I'm going to go to the 0 and all the way up to the, I can extend, if you're not sure that you are right, you can extend the line and it will help you to really match with measure of the angle. And as you can see, it's really pointing to the 60 degrees. So this one is also 60. Okay. At this point, I don't need to calculate the third one because if these two are 60 and 60, those are 120 to make up to 180. This one is also 60 degrees because all three angles in any triangle have to add up to 180 degrees. So that would be at the So if we're going to label, I can erase that. So if this was just demonstration for you. Okay, if I want to label this equilateral triangle, I can label that as like this little triangle, and a triangle name is A, B, and C. Okay. I also can use the the symbols for congruent. So I can say that line segment is AB, and it's a line on the top, but does not have arrows. This is a line segment. So line segment AB is a congruent symbol is equal sign and then wavy sign on the top. So AB line segment is congruent. AB is congruent to BC line segment. And then BC is congruent to CA. BC line segment is congruent to CA line segment also. We also can label our angles. So we can say, and it's like a little, you're gonna write like little angle. And some people can do this way, or you can even like make a little arc around. So that will be angle A is congruent or the same as, it's congruent to angle B. And angle B is congruent to angle C. Angle C. So when we think about angles, we can, especially like this one, we can look triangles by their sides. So this one get named from same sides or congruent sides, and that's what is called equilateral triangle. But it also can have a nicknames, which is by their angles. So every angle is less than 90 degrees. So if the angles in triangles are less than 90 degrees, that triangle can be called acute, little acute triangle. So equilateral triangle or acute triangle. Another way to see this angle, he also can be um, isosceles triangle, because by definition, isosceles triangle can have at least two sides are congruent. In this case, we have all three sides congruent, but to be isosceles triangle, you need to have at least two sides congruent. So this also can be called isosceles triangle. Okay. When kids you measure this angle triangle, you can also change your measurements if you like. This is a 6 centimeters, but if I would like to show that as a inches, I can take my ruler and look how many inches would be the 6 centimeters. So I can look and I can say if I start from point A, there is 1 inch, 2 inches, and I've seen that I have one, two, three out of four equivalent spaces till I reach point C. So what that tells me that I can use this is 1/2 inch, but I have only 1, 2, 3 out of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 pieces. So I can say then my 6 centimeters is about 2 whole inches, and 3 out of 8 equivalent spaces then makes the next inch. So 6 centimeters we can see as 2 and 3/8 inches. And as you can see, that's the exactly 1 inch, 2 inches, and 1, 2, 3 eighths of an inch. 3 out of 8 of the next inch. So since I know that they're equivalent, so I can just say, okay, 6 centimeters or 2 and 3/8 of an inch, and also this one is equal to 2 and 3/8 inch, and this one is also equal to 2 and 3/8 of inch. Okay, and this is pretty much more many things that you need about triangle, equilateral triangle. Thank you for watching. Love you all. Love you. Bye.